crazy because it actually was right over here. Right when I remember I used to live on 29th?
Yeah.
Yeah, right when we used to live on 29th. I remember I was in 6th grade, you know, and that's when Live 95 first came out. Oh, remember that joint? Yeah. So we was playing that. My mom's got me that, and then she got me Sonic and Knuckles for
Classic.
yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So back when Sonic and Knuckles, the crazy thing was that you could pair other games on top of it. You know, the cartridges. So we used to take Sonic 3, put that on top of it, and then you would actually unlock Knuckles in the games.
Nice.
And so that was the first time I really fell in love with video games because it was more like, you know, it was a lot of depth to it, number one. But then number two, that Christmas was so fun for us that, you know, we just kept playing games all day. The next Christmas, you remember that's when I was dating that chick, India.
Oh yeah,
one of the baddest chicks in the school at that time. So I wasn't really focused on games back then until Christmas came, believe it or not, and we didn't get no games because my mother was like, well, what do you want? And I was like, I want clothes, because you know I had to be all fresh to school and all that. Yeah. And so I got clothes, and I remember it was so underwhelming, you know what I'm saying, at Christmas, because it was just more like, damn, like, it wasn't, you know, no fun. It was just having the clothes, and you wear the clothes once or twice in school, and that was it. It was over. So from then on, I said, yo, let me really start to invest in games to get to know more about it. And that's when me and James became close.
Rest in peace, James.
Rest in peace, James. So we knew James from back in 197.
That's right.
And, you know, he was just one of the niggas we knew on the block, whatever, James, keep moving. But once at 7th grade, after that Christmas, I really started to look at Sega Saturn, you know what I mean? Sega CD, 3DO. I started to see how games were developed there. I started to...
Sega boy.
Always. I started to ask James some questions, and I was like, because I knew he was the big gamer in school, right? He was like the biggest gamer that we knew. So for me, I used to go to James and say, when is new game coming out? Or we knew he had the game, so I used to be like, yo, James, yo, let me hold this game, I'll let you hold this game. Because he had all the games. Yeah. And so the thing I didn't know about James was not only was he a gamer, but he knew how the games were made. Yeah. So back then in the hood, yeah, in 7th grade, you don't know how the games.
That's crazy.
Made. Yeah.
I forgot about that too.
You know what I mean? So you remember Virtual Cop?
Yeah.
Talked about that in my behind the scenes part 2.
Virtual Cop. Yeah.
Virtual Cop came out, and I remember we was playing it, and James had Sega Saturn as well. He one of the few people in the hood that had Saturn.
For the record, I did not have Sega Saturn.
Y'all had PlayStation.
Yeah, we had PlayStation.
So we was playing Virtual Cop, and I was telling James, I was like, yo, James, why every time when I'm playing Virtual Cop, I shoot the dudes and they die and then they disappear? Yeah. And then James, you know, you ask any little kid that question, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know, it's just maybe that's what they wanted to do. Yeah. James started breaking down the polygon count. Wow. He was like, yo, Sega Saturn can hold this amount of polygons, and this is what they're doing. You notice that there's only a certain number of characters on the screen at once. He broke it down like I never heard before. This is mind you, we in 7th grade.
Wow.
Little kids.
Wow.
So boom, right? So I was like, all right, bet. So next thing you know, 1997 Resident Evil come out, right? First Resident Evil.
Yup.
Don't get me started on Andrew. This dude still ain't beat Resident Evil. That's another story.
And it came out with 3 different consoles.
Yo, I get this dude the Game Pro strategy guy, man. I ripped it out for my Game Pro.
You know I mean? Andrew, you better step your gaming up, man.
But now Resident Evil came out, right? So I remember that game had the best graphics at that time that I ever seen. Yeah. So I went to James and I said, yo, James, how does this game have the best graphics? And you talking about, you know, Saturn can only hold so much and PlayStation can hold so many polygons. How does this game look so good? And I remember James taught me, he said, listen, you don't know about pre-rendered backgrounds. I said, James, what are you talking about pre-rendered backgrounds? He said, listen, what they're doing is they're taking pre-rendered backgrounds and they're using all their polygon count for their characters. So if you look at Resident Evil back in the days, it looked one of the best games because they used that trick. So then that started having me thinking about, wow, what if you did this with this and you started to mix these things? And then y'all don't know if y'all remember from back then, because y'all copied right after I did it. I was playing NBA Live so much, Live 95, 96, I had so many ideas of what they could do. So I wrote EA Sports a 20-page letter. You remember that?
Yeah, you
20
wrote
to 22 pages.
20 pages.
Y'all wrote a claim.
I wrote a claim about that wrestler because they was making some garbage wrestling games.
Exactly. So we wrote them a 20-page letter, and then so I wrote mine first. Yeah. And then EA wrote me back and was like, yo, thank you for your ideas. You know, we really appreciate it. And people don't know to this day, They wrote me that huge letter, dude signed it and all that, and then they used the ideas in Live 98 only for the Sega Genesis version, not for the PlayStation version. Which
didn't know that.
They should have gave me money, never gave me money. But this is back in the days.
Yeah.
So then when y'all wrote y'all, didn't the claim say something like, we're not taking ideas or something they said to y'all, something slick.
But then when you look at it, the ideas that you see in wrestling now, in the wrestling video games, they have that implemented now based off of what we did.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, we was way ahead of our time, but you know, to kind of get back to the James story, is like, you know, we definitely lost them, but I always feel like when I'm making my games now, I feel like James is right next to me. You know what I'm saying? My uncle right next to me, helping me get through this. And you know, people don't know, I would have, you know, we would have been on a different level if James was alive, because he was the glue to everything. You know what I mean? You and I was talking about, we were going to start a company, James was going to be part of it, his older brother Adrian, and then his older brother Adrian had to do, we used to live in the projects in Harlem, right off 125th. He was working on his own studio.
Rumble, you had, I think you had supposed to meet with Adrian's older brother or friend that lived in Harlem.
I did.
You out. Oh, you did? Yeah,
I met with him. Yeah. So we was in
that.
Yo, we went straight up, man. He tried to tell me, yo, right to the projects, man. Right when you get off, you know the McDonald's on 125th.
Oh,
you go up there, you make a left, right?
Yeah.
You keep walking. There's all these huge projects over there, right? Right when the street got the curve, he used to live right in there. So we used to go in there, and this is one of the most intelligent.
29th Street right
29th,
now.
that's where I started. We'll stop there. But no, but that's what, he was one of the most intelligent people I ever seen when it comes to the video game development. So, like I said, he taught me so much from there. Unfortunately, I lost contact with him. But I'll tell you, man, if James was still alive, things would be on the, people think like I'm a great designer or I got some great ideas and some great ways to do things.
James was really,
yo, he was on another level because he was the original. So
he really understood gaming, like he really studied the gaming industry.
Even with the magazines, bro. I was reading Game Pro, you know what I mean? But nah, he had, remember he had Next Generation magazine. Yeah, the Next Generation magazine was a developer's magazine. And that was the first magazine when I was in 7th grade.
That's right.
7th, 8th grade, used to have the GDC Game Developers Conference paperwork in there for you to fill out. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to go to GDC back in the days, you had to fill out this paper and then mail it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I got it all from James, man. So definitely, we love you. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't never gonna leave us right where it started.
So right now we at Beach 29th Street.
Cut that.